Hello, everybody. I had to get out of Streamyard. There's something going wonky with it. It just wouldn't work. So I'm doing it straight up in YouTube, and everything seems to be fine, and there's no title on it either, so I'm thinking that may have had something to do with it. Hello, Susan. Go ahead and get out there. I'm going to do it too. I'm sharing this new link because it's just going to be here and not anywhere else, so crazily enough. And I may run out of power too. I might run out of internet. Who knows? But I wondered about putting the title up like that if it would cause a problem. And I couldn't get it to go for nothing. So I didn't put any title on this, as you can see. I just went straight up, and it's just in the way of Mary. I'm not going to be doing it in both channels because I can't with this. So nonetheless, here we are, and this is what's happening. So this is what we're going to do, and it's going to be what it is. And I'm just going to paste it everywhere real quick, and then we can get going. And then when everybody comes in here, they may not know what it's about, but that's okay too. Hello, Miss Dory. I could not get my Streamyard to work. Hello, Robert. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. You guys go out and share the link with anybody you can think of that might be interested, because I had this all set up through my Streamyard, and it just wouldn't let me. It just said, nope, we're not doing this today. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and new link. So just give me a minute to do this, and then I'll get started. There's been a lot of things that have decided to go awry with this. But there we go. I had it somewhere else too, but that's okay. We'll just leave it at that for right now. Whoever's supposed to be here will be here. It'll be awesome. I just love StreamYard because it's so much easier to use. It's got so many user friendly. I won't be able to bring anybody into this because I have no idea how to do that on here, if it's even possible. I can share it, but mute microphone, yeah, I don't think there's any way to do anything like that in here. So yeah, it kind of bites, but that's okay. I can still do my intention that I had, that I wanted to do with this. Hello, good afternoon. All right, well, everybody's coming in here. I will just describe that I had this all set up on both of my channels, I Believe and Way of Mary, to discuss this and to just join forces with each other. I had it set up where two of the worlds that I've been in have collided together, and I was trying to bring them together. Apparently that's not going to happen. So yeah, I did invite some of the people that I have connected with on TikTok to come and join, so hopefully they will. If they don't, everything's as it should be. Let me just breathe real quick. I'm going to clear some of this energy because my head is killing me right now. I can just feel it. My goodness. I'm laughing because this morning, since I got up, it started last night, and I was told that 33 was going to mark me if I was on point and connected with the frequency I'm supposed to be connected with. And so I have been seeing nothing but 33s all morning long. Everything, every video, everything that's crossed my path. So I know that I'm on point, and I know everything's exactly as it should be. That's why I'm laughing, because this is proposing that that's not the case. And I'm also going to be... I'm not on StreamYard, so I don't have to worry about the time limit. I would have had to limit this to 1 hour, but I don't have to do that now, so there's a perk. I am, however, hotspotting off of my other phone. So if for some reason this does end and we're not finished yet, I will just get on my other device and pop right back in here. So fun, fun, fun. And it really frustrated because I wanted to leave it open. I wanted to have certain people that might be willing to join me. Yes, I'm sure there's all kinds of things. I was very open with my title. So, all right, so let's just start with that. Okay, so the title that I had on my other video link was Discernment. And that's the word that was given to me to play with. And what came right into my spirit was discernment. This, as in all things that are in this stage that we're on, are meant. And we don't need to be concerned about it. Concerned. There's no concern. That is a con to be concerned about it. It's not real. There's no reason to be concerned. It is something. It's definitely a real game changer. It's a real thing happening on the stage of Earth right now. Absolutely don't disagree with that at all. I recently learned not too long ago, I don't know if the rest of you know, that the first time that CERN did this was in 2012. Go figure, right? My sister Dory shared with me that she came across some information that spoke about the demise of Atlantis being because the Atlantean beings decided to create a man-made, I don't want to say fake, but what's the word I'm looking for? Counterfeit Merkaba that would open up portals so that we could get into other dimensions like we can with our own personal Merkaba. So anyways, yeah, synthetic, that's a good one. Yes, synthetic, counterfeit, whatever you want to call it, made not in spirit, made not in truth. And that is what brought about the demise of Atlantis, which when she said that to me, I did think about it, and I didn't share this with her, but I'll share it with you now. I was wondering, because of all the dimensional things that we're doing and how everything's layered right on top of each other, happening all at the same time, I was wondering, hello, Brandon, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming. This is the second time you see me. I did a little TikTok this morning too. Yes, corrupted Merkaba, another good way to say it. I'm wondering if that story that we've all known and that has been energetically available to us is actually this story set ahead of us by our higher selves to let us know that this is occurring again, because as you know, we have all these multi-layered, existences in the same story, only with a few different details changing, and we do it like a million times over. And this time this little bag is black, but in another video I didn't have a black bag, I had a green candle, but it was the same thing, just a little bit changed. It made me wonder if that Atlantis story isn't actually this story, and this is our take on it this time around, and this time what is occurring isn't going to be what occurred before. It's not going to be the demise of our society. It's going to be the uplifting of our society. We're going to intend for this circumstance to happen for the benevolent, for the good of all, for the high frequency, for the fifth dimension that we're all working at, working towards. Okay, very good, Brandon. Yes, the same story over and over again. Exactly. And so my heart is really, really pulled. There's 7 people in here. I was really hoping to get like a whole bunch of people in here by all the inviting and things that I did. Makes me frustrated, but it's just as it should be. That's why my heart is saying that discernment. This CERN is meant, but we get to choose what it's meant for. In this story that we're telling right now, we get to choose what it's meant for. And my heart is saying it's meant for the lifting of Gaia, the lifting of the all. It's meant for us to all slow down and make our matter slower so it's more fluid and not so dense, because the table's dense and I knock on it. You can see it shaking the camera and you can hear it. That's because the matter, the light energy in it is moving so fast it makes it dense. And yet with air, I can move my hands through the air easily because it's moving at a slower rate. So yes, it's a very high vibrational presence, but it's a slower one. Hence being in the now moment, you can't get any slower than that. And in the now moment, all the dimensions, all the layered storylines, everything that we are as the I am connects to itself, and we can focus in totality in this now moment. So this is where we get to choose what CERN is meant for. Discernment. There is no concern. None whatsoever. So what my heart says, what I see this as, is just like in 2012, was very, very biblical, very big beginning of this awakening that many of us are experiencing. At least those of us that are coming, before the next wave. This is another significant jump, a time leap, a timeline leap, a dimensional leap, a surgence of moving forward into perceiving that we're already in this dimensional field. And I didn't see that. Let me pull this up real quick. I want to look and see what you said there. Is a tool needed until the ego has been overcome. True forgiveness is forgiving because nothing has ever happened. Exactly. There is no need for forgiveness. I haven't even used that word, Brandon, in ages because there's nothing to forgive. It's a tool. It leads us through this thing that we're doing. I came to that place a long, long time ago. I don't even deal in forgiveness. There's nothing to be forgiven for. We are in our divine, perfect, innocent state right now. Each one of us that has walked through this process as we're walking through it together on purpose, it's our creation. This is a creation, yes. But there is no need for forgiveness because that means that we're admitting that there's something to be forgiven for. There isn't. We're in this now moment, right now. Whatever this cern thing is that's occurring, in my story that I'm writing, it is a benevolent opening to all of the frequency that we have been waiting for to come in so that we can move forward in a very profound way into actual existence in this higher dimension for a much kinder, gentler duality, a duality that leads us and teaches us, and not teaches, but helps us to remember by benevolence, love, security, joy, peace, beautiful, magic, abundance, just a big garden growing beautifully and wonderfully, with duality enough for us to be able to experience the difference. I don't know about you, I probably could go for an eon on the duality we've experienced thus far with none of it happening. It would be enough for me to remember what the shit show was like. And I could compare it to what we're about to step into. But the duality is present, but I'm just, in my heart, it's just a gentler duality. The duality's been like this for eons, and this is just what we were originally after. It was an experience, but one that was not quite so dense. It just went. So we're going to bring it back the other way, which is what is happening through the goddess divine feminine balancing right now in this now moment. So I'm just going to take a deep breath. You can breathe with me if you feel, I can't talk. You can breathe with me if you feel moved. I'm just going to center myself because I've been all over the place today. All right, centered and grounded. That 0 point place. My heart is here. Yes, we did have a crazy mad idea to separate, to see what the experience would be like. And actually the expansion that it's created is even, it has surprised and just engorged the heart of the I am. And the expansion is such a beautiful experience that it will continue, because the more that we do this, the more we get to experience this incredible expansion of the only true law, and that's love. Ether makes one sleepy. Oh, it does. It just totally chills you out. I have been fasting for this day too, so my body's kind of in this really, weird place because I've been basically disconnecting from everything that is Matrix. And lots of beautiful, benevolent things had very, very large presence. Like I said, being marked by 33, 33, 33, 33 everywhere. I look 33, 33, 33. I heard an interesting concept about angles being angels, being like light arcs. And in those angles, these numbers line up. And we actually use those as markers so that there's all these paths we can take, but there is one direct path. And when we line up with the frequency that we are, nowhere to arrive, that we get these numbers that signify, yes, you're lined up with your frequency. You don't have to go anywhere or do anything. There is no doing, there's only being. It isn't a journey. The journey itself is the destination. It is the movement that we are doing energetically that is the thing. So I thought that was really interesting. It kind of resonated a little bit. I'm going to be thinking a little bit about that. But with that breath, what I wanted to intend in this now moment with my own frequency as observer character watching the rest of this going on, is that this moment that everyone has fed very many stories into is a moment of divine perfection. Oh, perfect. And 10 people in here. Yep, there's all kinds of information to support the fact that we are, I am, this is, and it is finished. So, in this now moment, my energetic intention as the I am is that this moment is a pivotal moment, but a beautiful pivotal moment. And I just have 10 people in here, which is perfect. Hi, Brandon. 10, perfection. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, higher self, and all the selves involved. That this is a perfect moment, and that there have been many storylines. Of course, we know none of them are separate. They have all provided this wonderful opportunity for those of us that are in the frequency that we are, for this to be a beautiful opening moment. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. I'm ready for a time jump. I fully expect to wake up tomorrow morning and have everything experientially different. I don't expect for everything to be gone. I expect for it to be a more balanced duality. I know that we've gone to a lot of trouble to play these games, to bring these things about as a presence, as the I am, as the goddess, the original creation, the original force, everything that was original. So I know there's some importance to it, but I'm ready for this phase. And we will be the ones, in my heart, I believe that we will be the ones that we will be the feather trails. We will be the angels that leave messages. We will be the one orchestrating things around the others as they also too come to this place of remembrance of who they are and what they are. So I find it to be a really fun game. It's incredible to me. I'm grateful to be able to see it from both ends, as above, so below, and to be in a full space of being able to engage this earth thing that we're doing with a knowing of what and who I am, which really means I don't know anything. I'm a wide-eyed child in wonder, looking about me, seeing everything as brand new. Once I think I know something, I immediately remind myself that that's because I really don't know anything. This new seems pivotal and wonderful and absolute answer to everything. But then there'll be the next now moment, and each moment is new in this expanse. So I know nothing and everything all at the same time, which makes sense to me, might not to others. But so my intention for this live was to present to our Earth game this presentation. I've seen many presentations. Oh, we're going to burn and die. Oh, they're going to have demons coming in. Oh, they're going to open up a portal and the whole world's going to burn. Oh, this, oh, that. Well, my storyline is that we have just moved forward into a place of an opening that was created for a lower duality, but there's more of us on the frequency of the higher duality, the light, the part of the yang and the yin that brings balance, and that is my stance, and that's what I say it is, and so be it, and I'm thankful for it. It's been going on since, I can't remember what time it was yesterday, but Dory had told me, she goes, oh, it's where CERN's at, it is now technically the 5th. So it's been going on, and it's been occurring, and whatever it is that they're doing in their storyline, I am going to hijack that storyline and use it for the benefit of the all and the one. That's my heart. If you're here and you resonate with that being the next phase of things, great. If you don't, great. It's all great. Yes. The thing is yeah, there is no fear. Fear is very illusionary. It's just one of those things that, yes, absolutely. No fear. I don't even mess with that paradigm much anymore. It still likes to rear its head. I'm still intact human. I still have an intact ego system. It still likes to talk. This morning I told it, sit down. I've got the helm. Thank you. We're not going there. This is what we're doing. So it's still there, definitely. But no, I am in a deep and profound mother energy, a deep and profound goddess energy, a deep and profound rebirth and death and rebirth space, and that's what I desire. So this beautiful CERN thing, the technology that we have to do this, is going to bring forth the most benevolent, the most powerful, incredible, beautiful ancestors, angels, fairies, Pleiadians, Armenians, all of the above. Every individuated aspect of this incredible story that we like to tell and play parts in are going to show up because they've got a way to do it easily, thanks to those that have created the circumstance. And we are going to see from here on out, we are going to see magnificent, incredible things. And they're going to be benevolent and beautiful, and the duality will present itself. But I, for one, am going to choose to see it, acknowledge that I see it, not give it my energy, and say, that's not what I choose, and keep walking. Yes, we are miracles, Ralph. We are miracles. We are, I am. Ultimately, everything is just fine. Everything's fine. We're just steeped deep in a dream that we had, the dream of separation, to see what it felt like. And when we did it, it expanded the law of love so exponentially, we keep doing it. It's just a little too far for my taste, and I know it is for yours too. So that's where I'm at. I feel like I'm at the hotel desk, and I am here to initiate the wake-up call. Dead man switch pulled, wake-up call. Okay, everybody, we slept in a little bit. We're good. It's time to wake up. Let's move forward with what was the plan all along. And let's move into the next phase of the plan. We kind of got hung up in the third dimension. It was really heavy, really dense. We spent eons getting stuck in it. We've pretty much covered everything. We've tasted all the pudding in every way we can. It's time to unsteep ourselves and move out of that and move forward. So I'm ready for that. This is what I will see. This is what I'm creating. So I have no doubt that it'll be what I experience. It's what's in my heart. And I just wanted to open up this format for anyone who is drawn energetically. Apparently there were a lot of people that were drawn energetically to this that got cut off because of the circumstances at hand and not being able to, awesome, Ralph, thank you. Not being able to hook up to my Streamyard and just having to go straight through YouTube. I'm pretty sure that if I would have put CERN in the title of this when I tried to get on YouTube, it would have knocked me out anyway. There's just, there are those that are on the creation path of wanting to stay asleep. Great, they get to choose that. I get to choose me. I get to choose mine, and I get to choose I am. And so that's what I'm doing. And I don't think I have anything else. I feel kind of fried now, and I apologize. I hope this isn't a disappointment. I'm kind of disappointed. But not really. Just not married to the outcome. I had the hope, I had the expectation, didn't come out the way that I saw it coming out. I also had lined up a divine masculine counterpart to join me. I've never had a masculine counterpart on this channel. It was a big, huge honor and a very, distinct space. Apparently not meant to happen because it didn't happen. That was one of the first things that went awry. And then a few other things. So it's okay. I'm sitting here in my own divinity, perfectly complete as it is. I love you guys so much. Does anybody else? This is where I wanted to open it up and have people come on. Maybe I should try Streamyard again. You think? I can probably pull up my device and see if it'll work. Maybe I could do that, and then I can get people on. Let's see. I'm a facetious little creator. Let's see what happens. I have to check and see how much. Oh, that's weird. Okay. All right. So I want to create a broadcast, a new broadcast with both channels. Yes. Live 2.0 is all I'm going to put on there. Not this time. AI. Okay. All right. Customize each destination. Okay. All right, if I do that, I'm going to pop out of here real quick if it works. Okay. So we'll see. You'll get the indicator probably right away. I'm entering my broadcast studio. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Now, what will happen this time probably is I'm doing the other device. It likes to overheat. So hopefully that won't happen. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right, go live. Go live. Nope, an error occurred. Wait a moment and then try again. Same thing. It's a problem with Streamyard. Okay, well, there you have it. That's how it's going to be. So I can't do it, and that's just the way it is. It could be that I have a limited account. I'm back down on the free one because of finances. So it could be because of that. So, yeah. I've been fasting all this time. I'm starting to get lightheaded. Yes, I agree. It's just not meant to be. Absolutely. That's the thing. That's what makes me laugh. Mango. Oh my God, that's good. I've been fasting. You know how it is when you haven't eaten for a while, and then you taste food. It's like, it's really good. All right. So, energetically, we've already shifted everything. I know that I can completely do that by myself if I wanted to. I've asked you all to join me, and here you are. So, what I'm going to do, I already wrote everything down on my journal, and I did everything that I'm supposed to do. Tonight when I go to bed, I am fully going to declare that I'm going to go into the ether, kind of tie things up there. And when I wake up, I'm going to be fully in the fullest availability of my I am Goddess presence that I can be in, and on the newest, highest timeline I can possibly be part of. Miracles. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing is what you said, Brenda, it's true. It's merely a dream. Now, I know that a lot of people, I see this ebb and flow with it. They, even myself, my inner voice got kind of, said, but it seems so, there's so much to it, right? Life is but a dream, sweetheart. Shadoom, shadoom. Life is but a dream. Shaboom, shaboom. It's a good song. But it is, and I totally agree with that. It's absolutely illusionary. It's this thing that divinity is doing. But I also understand that divinity is incredible. I get moments where I really sense my I am presence. And that divinity wouldn't continue to do this. It's not an accident. There is absolutely no accidents in divinity. So there is something important about the reason we continue in this illusionary game. It's of great importance with a little I. It has nothing to do with ethereal truth. Everything is already done there. So it technically is done. So I'm really willing to play with the idea that this is important with a little I. Important enough for divinity to energize itself into it. So that's kind of the next phase of things for me, is to explore that. You know what I'm saying? Explore it as divine essence understanding to the degree that I can do that in this stage of the game, while working and walking it out in my earth character. And maybe maybe I'll wake up and I won't be an earth character anymore. Maybe I'll be an avian, or I'll be back on Andromeda, or I'll be in some other multi-layered part of the story. Cool. But my heart is really wanting to engage this thing that we're doing with the understanding. Now, I received a message the other day, and it really resonated that, and it just left me. I hate that. That's the biggest thing that happens right now. To hold on to a thought right now, because there are no thoughts really, is so hard. I don't know where I was going with it, but the Course. See, there's some things in the Course that resonate, and sometimes I'll come across something and my spirit sometimes will just kind of rise above it a little bit and go, look a little higher. Look at that from the other side. because all these truths that are written have beautiful things in them, but there's these little tiny micros that made me go, well, the thing is I saw the importance is to heal the mind of the one Son of Christ. Okay, absolutely. But the whole point is we put ourselves in the position to be unhealed in the first place. So that isn't the full reason for doing it, because we put ourselves in a position to go through something that we needed to heal from. So we started out by putting ourselves in that position. There's significance to that. And I'm in a place, I'm in the mind to play. I'm at the space, that's what I was going to say, in the I am presence that I'm able to access thus far, and the solidity and the comfort that's in that for me. I'm in a mind to play. I'm in a mind to say we went to a lot of trouble to continue this expansion, whatever you want to call it, as illusionary as it is. But I think it's time for us to enjoy it. I think that was the point in the first place. And like I heard a transmission on the Wisdom Channel. It was from Yeshua. I'm pretty sure it was Yeshua, who said that we are such incredible creators that we just took it as far as it can go because of the ability we can go, which is limitless, right? And we figured just a little bit of distance in order to express, to one another, just that little bit of separation for the engagement of the game. Let's see what it would be really like if we just totally took it, the connection out of it and just completely went as far away from of the truth as we can. What would happen then? We created and kept creating to such a degree because we're such incredible creators that we took it too far, kind of like a toddler who decides it can jump in the pool when it doesn't know how to swim. And, you're trying to rile that, toddler in. You've given him his freedom, but you know that if he jumps in the pool, he'll probably drown. But he finds a way to jump in there anyway because he's like, I know that if I get this far away from mom and dad, it's a lot of fun. How much more fun would it be if I just got so far away from I could do whatever the hell I want? Oh, shit, I just died. Well, that didn't work. Let's go back and try that again, only with a different twist. You see what I'm saying? And I'm feeling this really playful, loving energy coming from the place that I'm in, because there is no fear anymore. There's no concern, because it is exactly what it is. It's illusionary. And so I'm thinking to myself, what would be the point to do this? And I think it's for two things. The expansion of the only law that is love, because we are love. That's always been in its perfectness eternally. And fun. We discovered in separation that we could have fun. And as a presence, I think we really liked it, so we kept doing it. And then it got out of hand and it wasn't fun anymore. You have to have a little bit of darkness in order to have the fun, but we just had too much. We were that toddler that ran too far and we jumped in the pool and we drowned. So my childlike heart that's been very, very emergent wants to play because we're safe. And as soon as I said that, we're safe. 33 minutes and 33 seconds. Boom. So once again, Spirit is telling me you're on point for your journey, for your story, for my aspect, my part of this. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that concept? About it just being for the expansion of the law of love and for fun and no other reason. And so that means, in my book, Brandon, that you're surrendering your crown back to yourself. Fig. These are dried. Somebody gave them to me. They're really good. Creator is you. It's both and. You're both creator and the created, which is amazing. It means we get to do it all. All of it. And that's where I'm at. Yes, of course, 33 vertebra. Yeah, 33 is huge. 33 is huge, huge, huge. You do lots of things with it. Somebody showed me that if you mirror it, one end to the other, you put it together, it's figure 8 too. So it's eternity. It's the infinity symbol. There's no accident. We're very incredible, intelligent creators. Unlimited. So we left ourselves all these little markers through this dream so that we wouldn't get lost for good. Because once again, I am presence knows the beginning to the end. It is the beginning to the end. So we did what we had to. I'm just feeling really playful now. Wanting freedom more than anything. Freedom to be the thing that I finally realized that I am and that you are. That's where I'm at. And so that's what this CERN is about for me. It's like saying it's summertime and the pool with the tubey slides is open and it's time to have fun. And we're going to be energetically supported. Awesome, Susan. I'm just playful. I mean, and believe me, I know how this sounds crazy to a lot of people that aren't in this, in this little room with us. Look at all this shit going on around. If you look at the illusion, which I do, I see it. I see it. I acknowledge that I see it. I just don't give it any. I'm not going to turn from it, and I'm not going to give it my energy. I'm not doing anything with it. But I see it. What kind of insanity is it to want to be free and just play and have fun when it looks like the whole world is going to shit and people are starving and they're letting demons in through some portal in Switzerland or wherever it's at, and people are dying and beating each other up and divorcing, and I mean, just how it seems ridiculous, doesn't it, to think I just want to play because I have enough of a remembrance of who I am and who you are to say, I don't got no fucks to give anymore. You don't need them. So I'm done with it. The doom, the gloom, all of it. Let's have fun. Let's do things like actually build real Merkavas where we can fly into space and do all that. We already know, it's been written. We have enough information to know that these things are already done. Let's do it. And I know, I may be totally crazy, but that's okay. I know I'm in too deep. I can't go back. I'm way in too deep. I've been playing with things out here in the desert by myself. I've convinced myself I'm in too deep. I'm not going to turn back. There's no way. So, today's a beautiful day. CERN. No, nothing coming to me. It just felt like someone was going to come to me out of that word again, but no. Nope, even wrote it down, nothing. Just nothing. No, I don't have anything left to say that I can think of. I didn't take any notes or anything. I was really hoping to have a guest, because then in the connection, that right there is the reason why we do what we've done as the I Am Presence. Have someone else on this show so that we can toss back and forth our frequency and come up with new, beautiful things. That's expansion. That's exactly what I wanted to occur, because I'm all over that right now. Yes. And like Yeshua said to me, you can take the slow road or we can take the fast road. Both roads are absolutely perfect. Slow road, you want to stay and experience some more of whatever duality you're in? Great. All you have to do to get on the fast road home, hello, Damien. Nice to see you. Much love to you too. Thank you for showing up. I love you. The slow road can be 88 miles per hour. Exactly. That sounds good. Let's do that. They're always available to you. I'm on the fast road. And what that means for me is that I want to live in my home. No turning back. No. Absolutely zero. None. So with all the 33s I'm getting today, this is what I asked for. I have actually hit a marker on that fast road from point A to point B, which there isn't any, because the whole idea is you already are point A and B. You just have to match yourself with the understanding of who you are and believe it and be in that space, because you're already there. Just a matter of remembering that. So I decided to play another pretend game today with something that's very profound, and I'm not even going to speak it on here because I might come up and say it at some point, but right now I'm not going to say it. But I decided to pretend something, and I went to bed last night and said, I'm going to pretend that tomorrow. And I tell you right now, I dropped one. I'll get it later. It's been nothing but 33s. It's been amazing. Yeah, just marker after marker after marker. So my pretend game is coming about quite nicely. I believe that I'm bang on about something that I discovered, something that I remembered. And once again, now that I hold it, guess what? I don't know anything. It's not the thing. Every time we remember something about our expansive, unlimited divinity, we think it's the thing. There is no thing. So I know nothing. I'm just playing a new game of remembrance. So I'm going to play with it for a little while until the now moment becomes something new again. Just like I said before, a child. I don't know anything. I'm just looking around me going, oh, cool, look at that. I should probably stop eating them, so I'm really hungry because I haven't eaten in a while, so it feels good to have a little blood sugar in my human body. But I'm grateful for everyone who came forward this morning. And I keep getting these indicators from, I don't know, what is that, Twitter or something? Grr. Should have turned my notifications off. They drive me crazy. I'm too focus-oriented. They'll derail me every time. Yes, it is a quantum. That's right, Todd. Quantum physics is a word that we use to describe what's occurring. It is quantum. It is absolutely layered. Everything on top of one another. And that's why I said this earlier, but for those of you that weren't here, if you weren't here, or just repeat myself, you could just tell me, shut up, crazy lady. But everything's layered on top of one another. Everything's happening exactly at the same time because there is no time. So that's occurring. And the now moment is kind of like the link in the chain that brings it all together. When you're in the present moment now, only now, like we are right now, focused on this now moment, it's all that exists. You are connected to the most ultimate of your divinity you can be, because the now moment is the slowest possible moment there is. So therefore, you're accessing everything when you're in the now moment. Everything. You have that experience too. So I've got lots of game plans for what's about to come. I've got ideas. I wrote them down in my journal and said, so be it, and closed it. So they're going to happen. I'm working on that. I got lots of games I'm going to play, lots of things I'm going to do, things that my heart desires just in this thing that we're doing. But ultimately, this now moment is the only thing that is. And I'm grateful because I'm in a room with 10 aspects of myself, who I am also an aspect of them in the now moment. So right now, in this universe, this is all there is, in every universe, in every dimension. And when you just stop and breathe that in for a minute, what a fun game. What a beautiful thing. When you no longer judge what's happening, you just be it. It's pretty good. So I'm grateful for the creation, the co-creation of CERN. I'm grateful for all the co-creations, for everybody following their own path, telling their own story, being their own individuated thread of this beautiful tapestry. Every one of you. Every single one. It doesn't matter how you describe it, whether you would describe it as being something bad or good, negative or positive, up or down, left or right. I'm grateful. Yes, that's the thing, is we're just, and I love it because I don't know if that's why I bought this ring when I was, in high school, and why I picked green instead of red, which was my school colors. But I always love it because this has always been profound to me, and it's a little blurry. It doesn't want to come in real bright. But anyways, it's just a ring with a stone in it. It's no big deal. It's an emblem. It's something that, something illusionary that we're using to represent something. But I love it because there's one stone. But within that stone, the way that I had it cut, there are so many facets, you can't even count them. They're beautiful. They all shine light just a little differently and in their own way. But it's one stone. And that one stone wouldn't be that one stone if one of those facets didn't shine its light. And right there, 44444, right when I said that. I am too, Susan. So incredibly, green's just been my favorite color, Glow Bear. It's always been my favorite color, and now I know that it represents heart chakra. It's the color of my eyes. There's so many things that it represents, and I just picked it because I wanted it. But now I understand that, love is the only law, heart. One stone, all the facets make up that stone. If one of those facets wasn't there, the stone would not be the stone that it is. So therefore, each individuated one of us is absolutely integral and important and magnificent in and of itself, but yet it's still the stone. We are the stone. I'm the stone, you're the stone, we are the stone. And this stone continues to be in one place all the time. And it sparkles and shines and dances, each individuated aspect doing what it wills. But yet it's one stone, and it wouldn't be that stone without each and every one of us, because we are that stone, and we are the individuation, both and Abba. And you know, I discovered something really cool. I came across something on TikTok. It was a song from ABBA, and I didn't realize it, but they mirror image their insignia. So it says A, B, B, A, and they do this, and they do it backwards. So this one is like this. See, yeah, I screwed it up. Leave it to me. So the two B's make, you know, the butterfly in the middle, which is really cool, which if you put them together, once again, figure 8, but they mirror each other. Abba, A, B, B, A. And see, Abba, Father, was what Yeshua used to throw into the mix sometimes when he was speaking about the divinity that he was, and that was him, and that is you, and is me, and we are all connected, and we're one. Mother, Father, Abba. That's right. Abba is this sound. This is what Abba. Guess what? Okay. Okay, so we have both and. Both and. This is what Yeshua showed me. He said that both and thing you've been picking up and saying. What are the letters of it? BA? Well, mirror them on the other side. BA. And what does it make? I'll just cover that so my other chicken scratch doesn't show. Abba. And he said, that's what I was throwing into the ether back then. Is Abba. I said Father because that's what people related to. He said, but I used the word Abba to throw that into the ethereal sonic mix. He knew he was making frequency to change the whole game. So he spoke Abba because Abba is both and. Abba means both and. Not father, not mother, both and. Although creative energy started as goddess. Just got to get over it. It's just the way it is. I didn't get here without goddess. You didn't get here with goddess. And it don't matter if you've got boobs or balls. It's just a fact. We tell that in our human story because it's the truth. Creative energy is innately feminine. So I just said it out loud, Dory. I don't know if she's still in here. But what I like to say when I say that, so people don't freak out and get all weirded out by like, oh my God, are you just saying that, you know, right? Is that if you were to describe, isn't it awesome? If you were to describe these energies, let's just say one energy that existed by itself entirely. Let's just start with that energy. Let's say that was dark energy. We're just going to call it black energy, just for a name, as opposed to saying feminine or masculine or George or whatever. I'm just going to come up with the word dark. So there was dark energy, and it was the only energy. Dark energy decided it wanted to experience itself and to learn about itself and to have something more of itself. So it separated just enough to have that experience, and it created white energy. Now, the dark energy in its totality by itself was dark energy. There was no other description, just the dark. But when it separated just enough to engage itself, it created white energy. So there was a bit of a duality to have this engagement. So doesn't that sound beautiful? It sounds like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But the minute you say that this is not dark energy, this is feminine energy, goddess, and it decided that she wanted to know more about herself and to express herself and to expand upon the things that she is and to learn more of herself, she created masculine energy. That's when everybody starts going, no, that can't be right. The thing is it's just a description that we use. It's not a separation or a differentiation between something that's better than the other or any of that nonsense. But in our Earth story, good one, Ren, deep indigo blue can appear black. But in our Earth story, everything that's told, it comes from divine feminine energy. You can't do anything without it, but yet it can do things all on its own. So it makes a lot of sense. It's just that a lot of people get worked up about the fact that it's this feminine masculine thing, because that's the duality that we're in. That's what's been stomped out. That's the whole, that's the story that we're in. But the divine feminine energy, the goddess power that is present right now to bring about this balance is here to bring about the balance, because guess what? It was that power that made everything in the first place. That is the I am. And and I'm just spilling all my beans, aren't I? My goodness, how long we gone? We don't have too much longer to go. I don't want to be doing this for much more than an hour, but Anyways, any comments on that? Any ideas? Any interjections? Any arguments? Anything that, anything, just say whatever. Do you have any thoughts about that? Because these are the things that have come into my movie screen of my existence in my I am thread. And it makes a lot of sense and it works. And everything fits on this table that I've been shown. Everything, all of y'all. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you're an axe murderer or a baby or a monkey or a leaf or a grain of sand. Everything fits within this paradigm. So it makes sense. Every human being is a girl before they're not. You're a girl until a chromosome comes in and says you're something else. Of course there can be interjection. That's what I'm saying. Co-create with me. Do you have thoughts? Are things stirring up in your heart? Are you saying, oh, but if that's true, then there's this, this, and this? Or, no, that can't be true because of this. I mean, yeah, this is the thing. We get to toss this back and forth. That's what I'm talking about. This is just my story. This is what has come to my table. It is about time somebody said it. It's been said before. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just where my journey has taken me. So here I am. We all begin again as merfolk. Okay, see, there you go. See, there's a storyline. We all begin again as merfolk. Awesome. And the Big Bang Theory, where the things crawled up out of the ocean, that supposedly the amoebas grew and da-da-da-da-da, that whole story. Hey, it fits right along with that. So maybe we did all start in the ocean. It's even been proposed to me that the water is God and God is the water. That's what God is water, and that everything is water, and that space outside of this dry, illusionary, dense place. The reason why it's so dense is because there's no water. We can't swim around in it, so we're dense. We're heavy. We can't float around and do what we normally do because outside of this is not space and blue sky. That's water. Interesting, huh? We're limitless. None of these things are above being considered. Everything is possible. A lot of things are probable, and then things become an is. So, yeah. Well, it's not necessarily semantics, always. It can be. But it just depends, Somebody brought that up to me the other day. Oh, that's just semantics. And I'm like, okay. What's semantics? It's a bunch of letters jumbled up together to create a word. Okay, sound, that's a little different. Human gestation is the divine spiritual fluid in the womb from which they emerge into the land at birth. Yeah, it does. It makes a lot of sense. The whole semantics. There you go. The whole mermaid thing makes a lot of sense to me too. The water thing, the fact that, water is God. Yeah, it absolutely does. It's wonderful. So I know a lot of people there are a lot of people that are still stuck in the paradigm that this thing has to come about through masculine energy. That it is, they still refer to masculine energy only. And Yeshua tried really hard to get that both and out there, and so I think some people probably picked up on it in the moment, but it was an energetic throw out. It had nothing to do with people picking it up then. He was creating a scenario energetically and then handing it off to the divine feminine to carry out, which is exactly what happens. When you want to create a baby, a man leaves the seed and then the woman does the rest with her body. So it makes perfect sense to me that the seed was left. And just in that story, so many stories, so many. I'm not saying that's the only one. It's just one that came across me and resonates with me in my life, in this thread. That makes perfect sense to me, that's exactly what occurred. He laid a seed energetically, and then he handed it to Mary and said, now you pick it up and make it happen. And that's exactly what's occurring right now. Divine goddess, feminine energy is here in abundance and balancing out the duality. And that's what's occurring, and it's beautiful and wonderful. And it is the original state of things. So it makes sense that that's what needs to be occurring. To me, anyway. And once again, who am I? But I'm here to speak my truth, as we all are, and I do. Unapologetically, authentically, myself. From here on out, naked. No hiding, no more. Choice and free will always exist. Free will is a thing because the only will of Abba is love. That's the only will. So yes, you take Abba, the beginning, that dark matter that I talked about, that dark energy, and it was the beginning of all things. That's free will. It doesn't matter how many times it individuated itself. Each individuation has that same will. So yes, it's absolutely, and that's the cool thing about this creation, this illusion, is it is very much wrapped up in free will. Many other creations don't have the fluidity of free will that we do here. So that's why it's an e-ticket ride. And I say that meaning that there are many aspects of Goddess that want to get here because of that. Mm-hmm. Good one. I like that, Brandon. And seeing if I was in Streamyard, I could hit a little button and I could post your quote and everybody could read it. So I'll just read it if I can. I like to keep the chats up here, but let me see. It says, yes, we are all destined to go down a hallway, but how we walk, run, skip, sing, dance, fall down, break my head open, be stupid, that would be me, I added that. Down the hall is our free will, our choice. And I like that. That's exactly it. Yes. You look at the hallway as being this undivided, divine, ethereal thing that we're doing. Yes, that's it. But as our individuated aspects, and we just keep hologramming each other, because if you could imagine that original circumstance, it was like beautiful, perfect, the orgasmic, creative thing that happened in that moment. These two now have everything that this one and this one had, and they just did it again. And then there were four. And we just keep expansion going because it's amazing. Hello, Miss Tracy. Nice to see you. We just keep going. I need to check my battery too, because that's another thing. Oh, I'm good. I'm still at 50%. Cool. It'll probably go down fast though. So I'll talk it down until it's almost dead, and then I'll be done. But that's very true. Very, very true. Yeah. Or not. Nothing is free. Well, that's an interesting statement. We could rip that apart from all different aspects. Everything is free. Everything's mine. Everything's free. Or nothing is free. I think it's the same statement. Everything just is. And that's the beautiful, to arrive where we're at with even just some semblance of remembering who we are, I just look at it and go, if any of this is even remotely as true as it looks to my heart, I want to play. I'm done living with this weight on me that I don't fit, and that I'm afraid, and that I'm not enough, and that I can't have what I desire. All those things, I'm done. I want to have fun. I want to be that little girl that I knew that I was on a magical adventure every day when I went out to play. It was real. There was a reason why it was real, because it was real. It is real. Another word again. Is real. It is real. And I'm just ready to walk in my divinity. That hallway that Brandon was talking about. I'm done falling and tripping and hitting my head on the wall and stubbing my foot on the sideboards. I want to choose how I run down that hallway. Yeah, nothing is the only thing that's free. That's very true. See, we can keep going at this and at this and at this, because this seriously is limited. Unlimited. Excuse me. There are no limits to this. No limits at all. You just keep going on your path, and you'll discover what you lay down for yourself to discover as the aspect that you are. And each aspect is absolutely important for this thing to be what it is, and actually cannot not be, because because the whole will never not be whole. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. Holy, WHOL-E. That's what this time is about too. So much integration, integrating everything back into one's expansive self. The dark and the light, both frequencies being, and how did, that little image I gave you, how they started out? Yes, that's balance. We're bringing a little bit of our divinity, a portion of our divinity back into this story that we're telling because it's become no fun. Robert. I wore shorts today of my own free will. It's 90 degrees out. And, some people would say that was a wise and good idea because it's 90 degrees. But if someone went out in a sealskin lined parka in 90 degrees, they could choose that too. I would call that crazy, and I would not feel well in that heavy of heat. But that could be what looks right for that individual. So there you go. Okay, if there's an infinite outcomes that already exist for every choice we make, that would suggest everything this story is predetermined. Let me pull that back up again. Is predetermined. Does that not take away of true free will? No, it doesn't. There are infinite outcomes, so therefore free will always reign because we can always do it again. So no, it doesn't limit it. The only will of God is love. Love sees things in a specific way. Love sees things as it is. Love sees each individuated aspect as it is. Perfect, Christ-conscious, connected wholeness. Regardless of whether it's an axe murderer in this game we're playing, or a baby murderer, or Mother Teresa, or a balloon. Every aspect of divinity in love is exact perfection. And we can choose to see that way right now if we want to. Yes, and joy. Joy is the byproduct of divinity. I think that my heart says, now I could be totally wrong, but my heart says that when Goddess created opposition for expansion of herself, when this occurred, what they experienced when that happened was joy, the first joy. At an exchange with one another, which expanded self. Self was no longer just self. Self was expanded self. That was the first orgasm. It was the first creation. I believe out of that first moment when they were able to experience self as two, it exploded from there. And that expansion was bigger than divinity could have even understood at the moment. And I think that's why it occurred. I do. And so joy is absolutely the first byproduct of being separate just enough to engage one another. And we've been doing it ever since, and we keep doing it over and over again. It's already been written, so in that we are just walking through Akashic record memories in order to heal the mind of the thought of separation. Yes, we do have to heal that thought of separation because we took it too far. Yes, that's right. The I Am Spirit reviewing the movie clips known as Brandon. That's right. And see, you can say it that way, and then immediately say I have this duality in me that brings up an argument for everything so that I get a whole picture. When he says that, the character known as Brandon, it immediately makes it feel like that's just an image on a screen up on a wall, and it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't have any value. But that's not true either, because you are all of divinity in an aspect. So that means you are all of divinity. That means you're ever as important, ever as pointed, ever as meant as anything else. So this is God experiencing itself through individuated aspects, and each one is God, and just as important and just as powerful, just a hologram of the same. I want to think that there is a parallel reality where I just did not eat that Klondike bar. It was too much sugar. You know what? You can. You are the creator. You know, just the fact that you just said that, there is an alternate reality where that didn't occur. You know, you don't know what you did in a million of them, but so I want to play. I totally want to play. I'm so done not playing. And what did Yeshua say about the kingdom? He was so good at wordplay and in being the master that he was. He totally knew who he was. He totally knew, and he knew how to put it into words. What is the kingdom made up of? Such as these little children. When little children are born until they're about age 3, depending on their upbringing, some of them get this whipped out of them a lot quicker, unfortunately. But until they're about age 3, look at how they are. I always make this little description. You know, they're sitting in the sandbox. Let's say they're 2 years old. enough to be of themselves. They've got a little bit of language. They have wants and desires. They do know how to play with each other, because before age 2, children don't know how to play with each other. They're still connected to their mother. They still see their goddess as themselves. So they don't really know how to play with each other. The separation doesn't occur until they're 2. So let's say they're 2, 2.5. They're playing in the sandbox. The ego, which is real, by the way, attaches to Brandon and only seeks Brandon's survival. Only Brandon could. Yeah, well, without it, you wouldn't survive here. So that's definitely it. But it usurps its usage and tries to take itself places it shouldn't. But you're absolutely right about that. The ego is a tool to survive in this game that we're playing. But like all things, it has duality in it. But you see 2 little kids that are 2, 2.5 years old in a sandbox playing, they're giggling, they're having the greatest time. They got a couple of simple trucks, a couple of buckets, some pails, and some dirt. And they're happy as 2 pigs in a pan. And it doesn't take much for them to be happy, because everything's new. Everything they're doing is new. They can sit there and be in that bliss for a while, and all of a sudden one of them just gets the idea to pick up a big shovel full of sand. He throws it in the other one's face, gets in his eyes, makes him cry. Hurts, it hurts. He cries, he's upset, he's really upset, and he doesn't sit there and shove his feelings down and go, no, there's no sand in my eyes. I'm just going to shove this down. I'll deal with it later when I develop a drinking problem. No, right in that moment, he throws his toys up and cries, Mommy, and rubs his face and just has a complete meltdown like the whole world is ending. Runs to Mommy, goddess, runs to Mommy, gets his eyes cleaned. She gives him a little bit of stuff for his eyes, makes him feel better, wipes off his face, gives him a cookie. He eats the cookie, and all of a sudden, he's done. He's had the whole thing. He's done. Goes back, sits down with the same kid that just filled his eyes with sand, picks up his bucket and starts playing again. And the little boy who threw the sand at him looks over and says, do you want my truck? And he gives him his truck, and they're best buds, and they play. And the same scenario can happen all over again. They deal with it in real time, in the moment. They have their emotions happen, and then they're done, and they're back in the now moment with no record of it. Animals and children do this. So that is why Yeshua said the kingdom is made up of these. That's where I'm at. To reign in this world, you must have a giant ego, but the world is also a mirage, so no thank you. All right, so that being said, that's the kingdom, and I believe that's why I'm in that space where I want to play. See, I really never did grow up. My story was to not grow up. I've been really having a hard time trying to be an adult when I'm really a child. I've always been a child in my heart. I've never understood adulting. I've never understood what people are doing or why they do it. I've made lots of blunders and mistakes as trying to be an adult when my heart was like a child, because I looked at things and didn't understand. I didn't understand why people did what they did, and why they couldn't see what I saw, and why they didn't just do what they should be doing and not what they're doing. And so that time lapse has caught up with me now, though. Now I fit. Now my real self fits, and that's what I just want to be, is her. And that's a child. And now that I see the freedom and the limitlessness of my existence, now that I see it, I'm just reading comments, sorry. Now that I see that, it's like all I want to do is go, oh, I'm finally free to be me. It is a really good discussion. You're right, Brandon, and that's exactly what I wanted. And the cool thing is the only thing this did is energetically raise the vibration while the rest of the creation, the co-creation, was trying to reduce it. And we got to engage with one another, and we expanded ourselves by being engaged with one another. That's what happened. There's nobody's truth here that isn't true. There's nothing here that has been, changed, because it couldn't be. It's absolutely perfect the way that it is. But when 2 or more come together, when divinity recognizes divinity and kind of sucks up back into itself, that's integration back into holy self, beautiful things occur. Because now we're getting to the point where we're in that separation that we wanted originally, just enough to play. Not this, where the hell are we? We have no God. Nobody's here. I'm all alone, That's not what we intended. Although our creative power took it that far, now we're coming back into that balance where we're just separate enough to engage each other. And how fun is that? How much more fun is it to sit down, depending on your personality, some people would say no, but more fun to sit down with a bowl of popcorn and watch a movie with someone. It's just more fun to have someone to toss the frequency back and forward. Now I have learned to fully enjoy my own company, part of going within, part of this process where we had to heal that ego mind, heal the wounds within. That's part of it. I fully love my own company, but I do recognize that this is a lot more fun, what we're doing right now, than me having these conversations with myself, which I do all the time. But it's more expansive, and divinity is into expansion, not de-expansion. So this is expansive. That's why I wanted to do this live today, because the co-creation was threatening some demise. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get out here and say, I am going to threaten joy. I'm going to threaten oneness, wholeness, holiness. Yeah, to answer who am I? Well, see, that's exactly it, Brandon. Because, goddess creation wanted to know more of herself or himself or their itself, whatever makes you feel cozy. So that's exactly right. We did come here to ask the question, who am I and what am I? So that we would understand more of ourselves through every individuated aspect possible. Yes, it's exactly what it's about. It's brilliant and wonderful. And we just keep expanding. And, when I reached the plateau where I realized I was just an individuated aspect of the whole, I went through a little bit of a weird mourning period where I was thinking of myself as not being something significant. I was just part of the whole, and basically the whole only existed because it had been scattered out into all of us. But that at some point, I'm just going to melt back into the whole and be nothing. And that didn't sit well with me. And instead of being ashamed of it or think it was silly or think it was I just went into myself. You say it. See, there you go. It's just a word. You say it. Perfect. Works for me. I sat and thought about it. And I had thought about it for a while because you know what? I really like being this aspect. I do identify with it. Not the earth character ego. No, I don't identify with. I know this is a tool that I use to express here, but the I am that I am, my individuated aspect of this tapestry, yeah, I totally feel that. And of course, if God wanted to, experience everything through individuated aspects, God would fully embody each aspect to do such a thing. So that's why I feel that way. And I was like, I don't want to just go back into source and be nothing. Or all one, or just not have no. I like the fact that I can see myself and I can see Brandon. I like that. That brings me joy. It's fun. So I just sat there and I really did. I dove into spirit and I said, I don't want to disappear. I don't want to go back home if that's what it is. And I wrestled with that for a long time, back and forth. I had some, different egoic ideas about it. And then I realized divinity expands. It doesn't de-expand. So if you're in expansion, you're in expansion. Get used to it, because you're going to be doing all kinds of stuff for eons as your individuated aspect. You may be in a different form. You may be a different gender. You may not even be a being like we believe. You might be in coalesced light body. You just might be a wisp. But you're going to go and experience to be something. So it doesn't de-expand. De-expansion, and the only thing is if it is the case that it's going to de-expand back into that one stone having no facets, just being the stone, guess what? It'll just do it again. Figure 8, just do it again. Because it's a beautiful thing that divinity has done. So, yes, I'm going to look here and see. I'm going to check real quick and see batteries. And okay, I'm still at 40% there. Okay. Got to keep an eye on these things, and I don't want to use up my entire data package because, it's not my data package, it's my hotspotting package. So I only have 20 gigs to do that with. So we're going to see how much I got left. Maybe, unless my phone doesn't want to cooperate. Hello? Oh, yeah. I still got like over a gig left, so I'm good. Mobile hotspotting, yeah, because I got 20 gigs, so I'm good. Awesome sauce. Okay, so there we go. Cool. All right, well, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get kind of sleepy and tired and exhausted. I did a lot of energetic things this morning. And my head, where my connection is, we've got that beautiful pineal gland that is a physical connection, is feeling very dense and yeah, heavy, I guess you could say, like it's been well used. Let's put it that way. It was all those figs. I had one fig, Todd. One fig. Jeez. And it's the only thing I've eaten in the last, 40 hours? So cut me some slack. I'm just teasing. Oh, I'm so glad, Susan. I know that you've engaged in some storylines that have been challenging, so I'm glad that that's the case. I'm really glad. I love you, and I have a big dream, and it involves you, and it involves Dory too. So I definitely want to have a chat with you at some point when it's safe for you to call me and we can actually talk to each other. So do that, because I do have some questions for you about some stuff. But anyways, thank you for joining me. We have just kicked the shit out of anything that was going to occur involving CERN that had anything to do without being absolutely divinely, benevolently appointed. And I'm grateful for that. I'm really excited about what's going to come, because I think we just kicked the adventure game up like full bore, like here we go, wee. At least for me anyway. Got to go back to work, know thyself, just like FDDO. Brandon said above. Love you all. Okay, love you too, Tracy. It's good to see you. Good to see you. I don't have to work. It is my day off, but I was going to do some things today, but apparently the people that were going to give me a ride to do the things aren't coming, so I won't be doing the things. I'll find some other things to do. I don't know what, but something. Anyways, have a wonderful afternoon. Happy 5th of July. And do something beautiful and fun for yourself today. Why not? I love you too. Yes, you too, Todd. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. And and don't forget to breathe and drink water. I really believe in this game that we're playing that those are the elements that are most important to bring us grounding, breathing, drinking water. It makes everything, at least for me, much more conducive. And I think with the DNA upgrades we're getting in these bodies is why. So I ground and drink water and breathe all the time, consciously on purpose. So do that. It really helps. Anyways, I'm going to go. You guys are going to go. I love you. I'm glad you were here. We kicked ass. We took names. And now we're going to keep doing the same. I love you. We'll talk soon, okay?